Hi, how are you guys? All right, I'm going to figure out what's going on. I did send Jim a StreamYard thing. He's supposed to be on with me. I'm going to wait for everybody to come on. For some reason, I'm missing all my stuff. So give me a second here to. Oh, what was I doing? Yeah, let's do this one for a little while. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm going to play this. I'm waiting for Jim to come on. I think he's supposed to join me. I don't know where he is. So.
Miracles
All right.
come true, only child, if you believe.
Hi, Sandy. How are you? I don't know. I sent Jim an invite. I'm sure he'll get it. If not, he'll call me, I'm sure. All right. Anyway.
Looking back,
Well, having a good day today, I hope, and a good week.
That I would change if I could do it all again.
Sometimes he has to log in through YouTube. Hi, Jackie. How are you today? Hi, Julian. How are you today?
But nothing is impossible, so I just thought I'd call.
Yeah.
To let you know.
So, when Jim joins me, I have to send him an invite through StreamYard, and he has to click on and log in, and then he can come on. As soon as he shows up, I will add him on. I don't know. He's supposed to join me. We'll see. I'm checking my phone now. I'm sure he'll contact me if he can't get on somehow. Hi, Jermaine. How are you tonight? Hi, Karen. All right. Hi, Sandy. All right. So this is going to be a long chapter. She asks a lot of questions in it. This is the last chapter of the book, and then we will discuss what chapter, what book you guys want me to read next. All right, later on. Okay, so I'm just gonna start reading. Hopefully, he catches on. I don't know what's up with that. Sometimes he has a hard time logging in. So, all right. If not, he'll show up in the comment section, I'm sure. All right, so I'm going to start because this is a lot here. It says update 1988. Now, she had like 10 pages here of all kinds of documentation that she had, supposedly the voice identification report, as well for that tape that we listened to. The gentleman said that he was very very sure, at least within like a 90% confidence that it was Elvis on the phone, or a higher percentage than that, maybe. You know how they go with percentages. Hi, Rhonda girl, how are you tonight? All right, so I don't know where Jim is or what's going on there, but I'm sure he'll log in when he can. I'm keeping an eye out here on my messenger on YouTube, on Facebook, I mean. All right. So anyway, I'm going to start reading it. And then if he doesn't join me, well, I'm sure he can watch the recording or join us on the commenting. So anyway, okay. So I don't have like a PowerPoint for this, so I'm going to actually just remove this real quick. All right. I don't have a PowerPoint for this because there is so much questions in here and all that. That is hard to make. So she pretty much repeats her point through the whole book. So it kind of summarizes and then gives us a question at the end on whether we can decide whether or not, or determine ourselves if he's alive. Oh, here's Jim. How you doing, Jim?
We're doing all right.
All
Can you
right.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
Okay.
us? All right.
Yeah.
Or hear me? All right, great. Okay, so I'm going to start reading the book, reading the chapter, because there is a lot here, and then we will chat afterwards. Okay, so what has happened since the release of the first telemarketing edition of the most incredible Elvis Presley story ever told? That is the original title of this book, is Elvis Alive. Retitled for the paperback, Is Elvis Alive? Is interesting. Daily, new information arrives that raises even more questions. Several fans wrote questioning why, after being offered an American flag for his son's funeral, Vernon Presley turned it down. After all, Elvis was a veteran and his patriotism was applauded. Is it because Elvis did not die? They questioned. And Elvis would never commit patriotic fraud. Or, on the other hand, if he had indeed died, wouldn't Vernon Presley readily have accepted such a patriotic tribute to his only son? We tracked down the gentleman who worked with the IRS who checked the books for the estate. Because of his position, we cannot identify him. However, he would appear in the court of law. We asked him if there were strange monetary transactions. He said yes. None illegal, though. He said that it was very strange that no insurance had been collected. On news program in 1979, NBC focused on a $20 million coal tax scheme involving two financial decisions made by Elvis Presley shortly before his death, which were completely out of character. Elvis Presley was known to not be an investor or two. Elvis never tried to avoid paying taxes. Yet Elvis invested $500,000 in the coal industry and although cheated out of his investment, he did not suffer, but instead was allowed to take advantage of the tax loophole, which allowed investors to take income tax deductions of up to 5 times the amount invested, which meant a $2 or $3.5 million tax advantage for Elvis. Again, this was not illegal, only out of character for Elvis, and it gave him excess funds shortly prior to August 16, 1977. Not only was Elvis in ill health, but according to Ed Parker in his own book, Inside Elvis, Elvis was constantly the target of assassination plots. I had heard and read these countless times, but upon meeting more and more of those who knew Elvis, I have learned of a daily fear he faced, not so much for himself, but for the members of his family, particularly Lisa. The pressure of being Elvis Presley was compounded minute by minute. Is it any wonder he told Felton Jarvis, the record producer, shortly before August 16th? I am sick and tired of being Elvis Presley. He also told Wanda June Hill that in 1976 in his phone interviews that he was sick and tired of being Elvis Presley because it was wearing him out, making him sick, and so on. All right. And he also told Gene Smith the same thing. In his book, he's quoted as he's sick and tired of being Elvis Presley. But when we read, I'm just side note, read Deborah Presley Brando's book when she talks to Jean. Jean told her that there was a death threat against Lisa. Cut off the head of the teddy bear. I think I might have covered that in one of my other videos. But I mean, honestly, there is some truth to this whole thing. So as one rereads and rereads the man biographies done on Elvis by family and friends, you are struck by incredible conversations. Another that has come to my attention occurred between Elvis' stepbrother David Stanley and Elvis only days before his death. David reports that Elvis had been in a very strange mood, a mood David was unable to get out of his mind. Apparently, David was about to leave when Elvis began to cry and then hugged him, telling him how much he loved David. David responded in the like, and then Elvis told him he would never see him again, not at least not on this plane. Those words have never left David. Of course, one can equate that to Elvis's psychic prowess, perhaps premonition. However, if such premonition of a early death occurred, one still wonders why he would have kept Lisa at the mansion. Others have said maybe Elvis was planning suicide. I don't buy this because Elvis was a deep religious commitments, and secondly, Elvis would have had kept would not have kept Lisa there if such an act was planned. And third, a suicide victim cannot take so many of their own personal items to the other side, such as favorite books, clothes, and jewelry. Dot dot dot. I mentioned earlier in the book that the name Civil Elvis backwards, spelled backwards. Ironically, there is a corporation called Civil Enterprises listed in the Graceland Express. It is located in Florida and sells Elvis products, such as Elvis Tribute in blue package. There is also a company in Japan called Orion Press, which is licensed by Presley's Enterprises to produce memorabilia. The name Orion again. Many of the presidents of fan clubs have gone on record as saying Vernon Presley called us personally and asked that we not attend the viewing nor the funeral. Maria Columbus and Jeannie Tessum, co-presidents of the Elvis Special, related this to me. Vernon called us personally, Maria said. He said it would be too hard on us. We now believe it was because Vernon knew we would know the truth. And that is was not Elvis in the coffin. Vernon called a lot of other fans who knew Elvis also, asking them to stay away. So if that man did not know that Elvis didn't take his death, then why did he call fans and tell them not to show up? That doesn't make sense to me. The story has been
Well, what
supported
about
by Bill Burke. Huh? What?
who was the gal that he told? Who? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I said,
Bill.
who was the gal that Elvis told a few days before he left? He was talking to her and told her not to believe what she's going to see in the newspapers and stuff.
Ellen Foster, which I think I have a reel out. I mean, a short out for that. He called her like the day of his mother's the anniversary of his death and said, "I'm not going on tour," and she didn't understand why. And then he said, "You're going to hear some strange news in the papers. Don't believe it or whatever." And he would talk to her again, and so on and so forth, which I think is kind of highlighted in the Elvis files, which we will read someday. But anyway, so this story has been supported by Bill Burke, a renowned journalist and friend of Elvis, author of Through My Eyes and the president of Elvis World. Others, such as Elvis' longtime secretary Becky Yancey, did not attend. Mae Axton, co-author of Heartbreak Hotel, did not attend. And the list goes on and on. Maria Columbus also reports something else very strange. Not long after Elvis died, I received a call from him. At least I believe it was him. He called me at work. Elvis always pronounced my name Maria like Mirir. That's how he addressed me. And I was in shock. Basically, he said he was fine and not to worry. This, of course, is not the only report of Elvis contacting people after August 16th, 1977, as reported earlier in this book. Note on the tape authenticated as being Elvis, I noted that Elvis also pronounced the word idea as idea. I do that too sometimes. I call it idea instead of idea. Anyway, in the 1979 issue of the Elvis special, Maria and Janine receive a message from a friend. The author of the letter only used the initials JB. Maybe John Burroughs? Here's what the friend wrote. You be the judge. All right, here we go. I could have typed this out, but before I left, my thoughts were all of you. I wanted to leave behind beautiful memories for all of you to share. You see, I knew you loved me and you would grieve deeply for me. I wanted you to remember me with smiles and love of a favorite song, concert, or dreams. Also, of my belief in my fellow man, always wanting to the best for my family, friends, and fans, wanting to share my dreams, goals, and ideas with people I love. Now, when I should be at peace and you should be going onward and growing, I feel so much hate, envy, and jealousy. Instead of leaving beautiful thoughts behind me, I find only rubbish going down the guidelines from my friends in like special writing, wanting the public to know the truth of the legend known as Elvis Presley. Just what is truth, my friends? Is truth calculated as money? Is truth known in friendship? Is truth known in love? Is truth known in caring? Just what is it? I need to know. I want you to know I gave all of these in loving moments of time in time. I shared myself and found out that I shared it with Judas. Friends that would turn against me after death, who did not have the courage to face me in life. This is the reason for dying. Thank you, D, Rick, David, Red, Sunny, David, Lamar, and all the others to follow. Thank you for letting the truth come out since I am not allowed to contribute to the great array of intelligent excuse me. But may I ask one question? If this is the truth, what must your lies be? I've always been hungry for love and affection. I thought my friends could help, but I found out that my friends and certain ex relatives only want two things: money and fame. Well, you folks got it. I wish you many, many years of love and enjoyment from life. But I have to say that you will have these truths on your conscience. Perhaps in a later in life you can work off the karma for putting the fans who love me through hell. I'll pray for any karma. I'll pay for any karma I have performed. You are lucky. You have time. I send love and healing to all the people that love me. Thank you for believing in me, JB. So meant John Burroughs, probably, when he was going by. The fans had a better grip on Elvis Presley than most people who have in their on their closest friends. They knew so much about him. Many have told me that Elvis left so many clues that if one would stop and examine the lyrics of his last songs and really listen, much is there. Now here's some clues, song clues. I had put that in there a couple of times, told you guys about some of them. For instance, Elvis changed the lyrics of Way Down from Fate is Growing Closer and Look at My Resistance found lying on the floor. Now, I don't know. I've listened to Way Down. Must have been the live version of Way Down because I've listened to it and I didn't hear that part. Okay. To Fate is Growing Closer. Look at My Resistance found lying on the floor, taking taking me to a place that I've never been before. All right. So Elvis reportedly made such changes only months pre-August 1977. Recall that Elvis was found lying on the bathroom floor. Besides adding "Adios to My Way," there are other songs which fans think
Joy.
were chosen deliberately for their "I'm leaving" message. I know Fairy Tale had a lot of clues in it.
That song you're talking about right there,
Way
where he
down?
did that. Yeah, that song way down. I
Yeah.
heard that. I heard that recording, and you're right. It was a live recording.
Yeah, because the original recording it talks about like this is basically way down like he's falling down deep in love, something like that. But anyway, I don't know. I interpreted it differently, but hey, if that's a clue, there was some other clues that he did. Well, My
I'm
Way
just saying.
was one big clue.
I was just saying. I heard that. I heard that song, and it was a live. It was a live version of it where he said
Yeah.
that because I know that I thought about that in my head about lying on the floor.
Yeah. I'll have to listen to it again.
Yeah,
Maybe
he. Let
I'll
me
hear
tell
it
you,
again.
he he left a lot of clues in his music.
Well, not only that, but like he's saying like Blue Christmas on like his um last couple like I don't know, it wasn't even Christmas time when he sang it in concert. He also did When No One Stands Alone and
Yeah,
off I mean like nobody he never did that ever in concert. And of course uh Unchained Melody was a message. And then, of course, the last song on one of his albums, The Final Farewell, had a lot of clues in it. So did Fairy Tale. So there's a lot of songs that he chose that were kind of like final farewells. And if we didn't hear them or see them, then
that,
maybe we should
that's
rewatch
like
the videos.
that, that's like his last concert. He left a lot of clues in that too.
Yeah. So, okay.
One of the biggest clues in the last few concerts was that sundial jumpsuit he was wearing.
Right. He also did clues on his jumpsuit. Yes, that sundial jumpsuit. I've done a reel on that on Facebook, and I've also done a short here on YouTube. I might fix that short though, make it
Yeah.
better. But
It's like
yeah,
I'll tell the fans like I told you the other day. If the real truth ever does come out, like it's supposed to, and they make a movie about that from beginning to end, his full life, from when he was born till he actually died. Well, it'd be a month series. You'd have to watch it. It'd take so long if they told everything. That man,
I think it would
I,
make a great Netflix video. I mean, think of making a Netflix miniseries. They probably could get good 12 series
oh yeah,
12 long years on that like they did with The Crown. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked. I want to finish the rest of this chapter. It's got a couple I got quite a few more pages to go and I don't know, but um yeah. I'm thinking I'll read a little bit more and maybe we'll do part 2 next week, but
well,
nah, I just want to finish it. So let me finish it. It's quite a bit here.
hush,
So,
hush up and go.
yeah,
Hush up and get with it.
right. I related with Mike Joseph pictures which have since been shown on TV shows such as Larry King, Oprah Winfrey, People Are Talking, Philadelphia, WXYZ TV, Detroit, Evening Magazine, and originally the KCOP TV, Los Angeles. What is interesting is that once these pictures were made public, the glass door on the pool house has been torn down and a solid one was put in its place. As I mentioned, daily I receive new information. To date, I have people come forward and say they have actually seen Elvis Presley, some in Michigan, some in Hawaii, some in Memphis, all after August 16, 1977. Some months ago, I was contacted by a radio station in Hawaii. They said that for years now they have heard from the locals about seeing Elvis Presley. They took it as useless rumors, but since the tape has been known to exist, they are now asking questions. If you recall on the tape, Elvis talks about Hawaii and an island he learned about a long time ago. He went there for a year to get his health back. I have been told that there are two small islands, one owned by military and the other by the Hawaiian Islands outside the main chain. You have to be Hawaiian or special to the Hawaiians to reside there. Elvis was dearly loved by the Hawaiians and was made an honorary Hawaiian. He did tributes, raised money, made movies there. He did a satellite there. You can be certain he would have been welcomed and given refuge. While on one of my favorite radio talk shows, Kiss FM in Columbus, Georgia, and with host Bear O'Brien, recently a woman called in and identified herself. She was happy someone was brave enough to talk about this openly and to risk ridicule. She said she was afraid to tell this story for the fear of such ridicule. Basically, she and her husband went to Memphis last summer. Arriving around 4 a.m., driving past Graceland, they decided to stop. No one was there. It was dark and silent. Simultaneously, a long black sleek car pulled into the gates. There was a driver and a passenger. The windows were down. As they emerged from their own cars, they looked at the passenger. Yeah. My husband and I looked straight into the face of Elvis Presley. We were shocked. He too was momentarily shocked, shocked to see anyone there at that time of the morning. Suddenly, the electric windows silently went up and the car proceeded through the gates and up the drive toward Graceland. No one believes what we saw. It was Elvis Presley. Her story is on tape at the radio station for verification. More and more of these stories come to light via radio and television call-ins. People are now giving their names. On this same radio show, other caller told of being with a well-known singer at the viewing. The singer refused to go in, but the woman did. When she came back, she said, "That wasn't Elvis up there, was it?" To which the singer replied, "I'm not at liberty to say, dot, dot, dot." Both the woman and the singer's identity are on tape at Kiss in Columbus. On May 25th, 1988, I was a guest of WXYZ TV, an ABC affiliate in Detroit, Michigan, on the show Kelly and Company. During the live interview in front of the audience, John Kelly and I were interrupted by producers, directors, and station associates. One station associates. "Elvis Presley has just called our station," were the words that shocked us. Danny Jacobson, a station associate, had received a telephone call. The voice was shockingly familiar, she said. I felt myself go numb and it began to shake. That voice. I asked who was calling. There was a pause. "This is Elvis Presley. I don't mean to upset you, but I want you to listen to what is being said. It was the pressure of the business. Dot, dot, dot." So Danny had in the meantime silently summoned over producers, directors, until there were 4 people listening. They all said it was Elvis, sounded like Elvis, had some undefinable quality. Undefinable quality. I don't know. He wasn't nervous like an imitator would be. I don't know. I was shaking. That's how powerful he was. Danny said the voice stated he would be making an announcement soon. She also asked him about Kalamazoo, Michigan, where Elvis had been spotted. He said he liked Kalamazoo. The truth is confirmed by the fact Elvis often performed there, including his last year concert tours. It seemed an unlikely place and the population is small, yet everyone I've talked to who knew or knows Elvis said he did indeed love Kalamazoo. And since Kalamazoo is only a few hundred miles from Detroit, there could be something to this. What is apparent, though, is that a very large ABC affiliate is now questioning whether Elvis called them. Actually, they have gone one step further. John Kelly then stood and made an announcement to this effect: Elvis Presley just called our station. And then he read the message. The audience was stilled. There was a feeling in the air one cannot describe. Suddenly, the audience burst forth in applause, looked into the camera, and said, Elvis, we love you. Come back. Speaking of another television show, I recently did Larry King Live. Since the premise of my book is not to state Elvis is alive, but rather ask questions based on documentation together with insisting that the interviewer at the peruse of the material listen to the authenticated tape, watch the video, and read the documented Is Elvis Alive book. I was also told Larry had done this and was shocked to discover he had not. That left me very vulnerable and I felt somewhat slaughtered. However, since that show, Larry is reading the material and I've been told is very impressed and has invited me back. And during the show, when Larry took call-ins, the man identifying himself as Marty Lacker, friend of Elvis and one of Elvis's best men at Elvis's wedding, finally came after me. He accused me of exploitation. He also wrote a book and other things. He left the viewing audience with the impression that he had seen the body in the coffin and Elvis was dead. Not being able to determine the face via telephone or if it was indeed Marty Lacker, I held back. However, I have since been told by Bill Burke and Mae Axton that it was Marty's voice. So, how strange Marty would leave this impression when on page 197 of his book, Portrait of a Friend, Marty Lacker says in his own words that he had not attended either the viewing nor the funeral. So, excuse me. So I have been told that Vernon asked him not to attend. This sort of double talk has repeated itself often. Years ago, many of the friends said one thing via media and books from their own mouths and now tell a totally different story. Why? Do they know something they didn't originally know? Marty also talks about Elvis's will, how strange it was, how pushed through it was, how Elvis disinherited just about everyone. Truly, the hardest part about doing such a book is the subject matter. If I were talking about anyone else other than Elvis Presley, the evidence would overwhelmingly point to a cover up and even a death hoax. After all, we have a tape, documents, pictures, sightings. Yet, just because I, and others in the media, I might add, question the death of Elvis Presley, we are often mocked. This again happened on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Again, after I insist the material be perused pre interview, this is often not done. It befuddles me as to why. I was a talk show hostess years ago, and I made it a point to do my homework. Of course, I realize Larry and Oprah have heavy workload doing a TV show daily. In fact, Larry, in his marvelous book Tell It to the King, makes a point of saying he doesn't read authors' books. But in this case, since there is an authenticated tape and a video, it would have been a wise move. Oh well, wonderfully, this has been balanced by a fantastic radio interviewers, my favorite form of media, with just one exception. They have all done their homework. Paul Gonzalez of WSB in Atlanta has gone far beyond the call of duty, as was Bear O'Brien and Tony Thomas of KQWC in Webster City, Iowa. Both Tony and Bear have done some investigation on their own and know that I've been through. They definitely believe that there might be something to the Kalamazoo sightings. They called the number given of where a John Burroughs was. At first, Tony was told John Burroughs was in a meeting or busy. Tony even received a call back. Finally, he was told that there was no John Burroughs at that said number, but was then asked, "What do you want with him anyway?" There's no one here, but what do you want with him anyway? Oh my gosh. Anyway, originally, I never mentioned Kalamazoo, but since the first edition, people have come for. Some even ridiculed, as they feared. Even Oprah Winfrey was in a mocking mood when she called in to her show. Although now she too is taking a second look and has personally invited me back for a full hour. She's a lovely, lovely lady, and I certainly understand her initial skepticism. Had she perused the topic, the video, and the documentation, that would have been eliminated to a great extent. Once she saw the Mike Joseph picture, she appeared somewhat shocked, as is everyone, because it was so hard to initially get beyond the rag mag hump. I feared most magazines would be the only ones to zero in on this. I was correct to a degree. A supermarket tabloid, Weekly World News, did such a story without having interviewed me. They had an artist's conception of what Elvis might look like now, bearded and balding, looking like Howard Hughes, trying to be like Elvis Presley. They certainly did not get that from my book, nor did they get the Kalamazoo sightings. What is even more distressing is that on June 6th, in the issue of Newsweek, ran a story using as their source of information this tabloid. in, in the Newsweek story, they told a complete lie, saying I said Elvis was bald and bearding, and I hired LWH Will is the voice ID expert. I can't help but laugh through this whole thing. I'm like, really? So, um, one tabloid one tabloid puts in a story of lies, and of course, the National Enquirer continues on and picks it up.
Yep.
Anyway, so the truth is, Mr. Williams is a law enforcement agency, is with the law enforcement agency, and did this on his own time, without compensation, as did the second expert, Don Morin. Newsweek was also quoted the Mr. Bill D. Knight as saying that rather than being a journalist, I am an Elvis wacko. I am a published writer and journalist, and not even an Elvis fan. I have never met Mr. D. Knight, nor, to my knowledge, he me. I have since um, contacted the editor in chief of Newsweek, Richard M. Smith, sending him the entire packet. I have faith he will respond with truth. Thus, you can see why I continually feel a David in the shadow of a mighty Goliath. All right. So, I'll finish it off and then we'll get to the comments because there's a lot of comments here. We got a lot to cover. All right. So because of the World News Conference at the ABA in Anaheim recently, I was allowed to present to the press a portion of the video, some of the tape, and a portion of the documentation. I'm not sure what video she's talking about. Sorry, guys. The reaction was very positive. Everyone I talked to personally afterward did indeed believe I had more than enough evidence to raise the question, is Elvis alive? And because of that person to person conference, USA Today ran the front page in their lifestyle section. I understand the Boston Globe, an LA paper, a Miami paper, and others have now done very positive stories, or at least are taking a look at what I rather than shooting off the cuff without doing any research whatsoever. These stories have been better, some excellent. On June 1st, I received a call from WABC Radio in New York. The interviewer started right off by misstating my premise. When I tried to correct him, he became very angry. I remained calm and said that I've always said I'm a journalist asking questions based on documentation. When he became even more abusive, I asked him if he had read the book. He told me he had no intention of ever reading such a book. No way. Then I then asked him if he had listened to the tape. This really blew him. I am the interviewer, he shouted, and if you ask me one more question, I'll hang up on you. Calmly, I re asked the essential question: have you listened to the tape? There was a pause. Then I asked to whom I was speaking to, which he shouted, and he didn't have to tell me. Then he hung up on me. Of course, by now I assumed it was a crank call. No one in radio or television with an interviewer's job would behave so publicly abhorrent and still keep their jobs. I had been on nearly 100 radio and television talk shows. Never had this happened. The telephone rang again, and this time it was Roy Fredericks, the producer, I believe. He asked what happened, and I suggested he replay the show. He then explained that it was Bob Grant who was doing the interview and that he had no packet. Of course, that does not excuse such behavior. I've done a few shows where the radio interviewer did not have the required packet, but at least the interviewer approached it with an open ear. Never once have I had an interviewer say he had no intentions to ever even study the material. And I would have hated to have to be the one to approach Bob Grant type personality with the news that the world wasn't flat. Still, I have sent WABC a packet. So, fans mean much to me. For the most part, they are marvelous, warm, and loving. I can understand why they are so precious to Elvis Presley. Ever since the Legend Books editions, Orion, and the book and the tape have been released, I have received hundreds and hundreds of fan letters. 100% of the letters say that they have been asking these questions publicly and privately for years. Many of their own publications publicly ask these questions. They even go a step further and say they believe Elvis is alive. I never say that, nor have I said that. I just keep reporting what others say. And the fans also applaud the novel Orion and its sensitivity, and the people who write offer more information, more contradictions to what occurred. And as these questions keep coming, I will keep responding. There has to be answers somewhere. On the negative side of this, a fan with a newsletter has just urged RCA to persecute me to the fullest. For what? For asking questions which have long been asked. This fan also made a false statement. She said that the tape in question was analyzed by RCA and said to be a hoax, that it was spliced together from past interviews, and we had the tape checked by two top experts, and it was not spliced. We then checked with the man this lady quoted at RCA, and he denied ever saying such a thing. In fact, he stated that his official quote was publicly, "We say that Elvis Presley died 11 years ago." He asked that we send fans newsletter to him, which we are doing. He can take it from there. We may also take action against her and ask her to present official documentation of the tape to the contrary. Sound like a shoot off at an OK Corral? I also just learned, but have not read it, that a newspaper in Florida had stated that Graceland was suing me. Not true. Again, to be sued by asking questions based on documentation is nonsense. Is Graceland going to sue each and every fan who has publicly asked such questions, some via sold for newsletters? They are going to go after ABC? Are they going to go after the people who have publicly claimed to have seen Elvis? How many magazines, tabloids, radio stations, shows can they handle? Did Graceland sue 2020? No. In fact, it wasn't the reverse. 2020 initiated a lawsuit trying to gain records. There are too many questions. I would like someone to explain the tape, the Mike Joseph pictures, the sightings. If I find out any the answers, I'll happily relate them, no matter what. In fact, the phony tape has been presented. I had it voice authenticated, and it was not Elvis Presley. I guess it was a phony tape. What happened to me was the novel Orion happened. It itself was bizarre. My publicist of the Legends received a telephone call while I was on WSB with Paul Gonzalez. Tell Gail, the mystery voice stated, that the matter concerning the cover up is more far reaching and involves more power and money than she even realizes. That what she has discovered is only the tip of the iceberg. And that is the end of this book. Yay! That was a long chapter, but I guess they said that she was going to be sued. I guess they were claiming this false news that she was getting sued and all that kind of stuff. You know? All
You
right, so
know,
I'm going to start. Huh?
a while ago when you was talking about Marty Lacker when you was reading out of that book, I got to thinking about what happened to Linda. Old Marty was on her ass, giving her a bunch of crap on Linda. Well, Linda told Jesse what he was doing. I don't know what Jesse told her, but Linda said that Jesse told her to tell Marty Lacker if he knows what's good for him, he better go on and leave you alone. Told him to tell him
Yeah,
something. Anyway,
something on that
she
idea.
yeah, she told Marty what the hell was told her to tell him, and when she did, Marty Lacker apologized to her and never spoke to her again after that.
Yeah. Yeah, Marty Locker gave her a bunch of crap, and I guess Jesse said, "I have some." Yeah, I guess he had some information on Marty that he didn't
Yep,
want out, some type of secret,
yep,
and he
yep.
said, "If you don't leave her alone, I'm gonna reveal your nasty secrets." Whatever he did, I don't know what he did, but yeah. Anyway,
Well,
then he
Elvis
left her
had the
alone. It
good.
was on a website somewhere, but I don't know if it's still there or not. Because after losing information and all that stuff all the time, so yeah,
Old Cuz had the goods on him, didn't he?
yeah, yeah. I think he had goods on a lot of people. He could look up
Yep.
people very easily since he works for the
Well,
FBI.
That's like that's like what me and you was talking about the other day, and what you told me they said that something about I was a cousin, but I was talking about my dad's side of the family, the stuff my dad was into. Remember we was talking
Yeah,
about that.
yeah,
So let me tell you, he can get information.
oh yeah. Okay, so yes, he can get information, and I'm sure he keep tabs on everybody. So I don't know what did you think of that letter that was written. That was quite interesting, huh? This karma's gonna
Yeah.
get at you later. Anyway,
Oh yeah, let me tell you, you was reading that letter, every word you was saying, reading it out of that book. I was sitting there thinking to myself, that sounds just like his mentality, how he would think and how he would say what he said.
yeah, yeah. And obviously he was pretty angry in that letter, you know. So he must have
Yep.
been pretty angry with them for some reason or another.
Then you start. Then at the end of that letter, he said something about some of his friends and some of his family. All they ever wanted was money and fame.
Yeah, now they got money and now they got the fame. Enjoy. All right.
Yeah.
Hi, Sandy. I already said hi, but I'm just starting over the comments here so we can. Hi, everybody. Hi, hi, Jackie. Hi, Julianne. I was telling her about your invite. I had to invite you on here. That was earlier. Hi, Karen. Hi, Jermaine. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Karen. She's saying hi. She's glad to see you, Jim. All
I just,
right. Hi, Bren. How are you? All right. Hi, LY70NY. All right. Hello. No problem. I'm glad you're back. Welcome back. If you missed any, you can just rewind it. It was a long chapter, so I'm going to just do the best I can. Hi, Claudette. Catching this tonight, too. Who is Ellen Foster? Ellen Foster is, I think it was a woman that kind of reminded him of his mother, probably around the same age as his mother. Like
yeah.
a friend. It's in the Elvis files. There's a like an interview that she had shared with, I think it was Steve Sanchez in his book, and then Linda Gail put it in the Elvis files, and talking about it was August 14th, 1977, and he was pretty down and out and talking to Ellen, and telling her that he wasn't going on tour, but he wasn't canceling his tour, and she was confused and she was getting scared, and he just kind of appeased her and said, don't worry about it. But anyway, I do have that on a short, I believe, and I also have it on what Elvis told his friends. You can get that off that video, that reading. All right. All right. I have the Elvis Files book also, yes. So I was thinking of reading the Elvis Files next, but then a lot of people wanted me to read Don't Cry Darling by Pepper Ritter. So what I will do is, after this is done, I'm going to go into community section, and I'm going to fill out a questionnaire. You guys can fill out the questionnaire and let me know which one you want me to read next. I can read Don't Cry Darling by Pepper Ritter. It will be a synopsis of her experience meeting Elvis at a Safeway store in Alaska in 1988, believe it or not. The same year that Gail finished this book. And then she goes and she covers some of the other information about her connecting with Linda, and Jesse's book, and getting Jesse's book, and kind of summarizing that, and then she goes into some other things about his personal life or whatever. So if you guys are interested in me reading that, I will put a what do you call it? A survey. That's the word. That's what I want. A survey on the community, and you guys can choose. You guys vote, and whichever one wins, I will start next week. How's that? Okay. Hanged my Elvis calendar 2 times. Pot Elvis Funko doll too. Oh wow. They have a calendar for Elvis? Cool. I hope they have some really nice pictures of him on it. Hi, Jim, not Jim Geese. Getting my typos. I guess she said hi and then bye. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Ordered Elvis with Baby Lisa book from Amazon. I haven't received it yet. Oh, well, I hope it gets to you soon. If not, it got lost in the mail. Yes, John Burroughs. Hi, Coral from Australia. Wow. Another one from Australia. You have quite a few people that are from Australia that come on here quite often. All right. John Burroughs, and when was that letter written? Let's see. I don't know if she had the date on here. Well, I guess it's a letter. They said it was from 1979 message from the Elvis special. I'm assuming that is the name of the Elvis fan club. 1979, so had to be around that time period. EP definitely loved his fans, so I believe John put that out there for truth. I agree, Joy. Fairy Tale has a lot of clues. Yes, and even though he recorded it early, like he recorded it, I believe in 73 or 72, it was still a song. It was a breakup song. It was like, I think it was written by the Pointer Sisters and stuff like that, but it had a lot of meaning toward the end when he started really reading, playing it on his last concerts, especially when he said, "This is the story of my life," because I think at the time, what happened, Elvis What Happened came out or was coming out, which was a book that hurt Elvis quite a bit and hurt him big time. He didn't want that, so. Ah, hi, CM, where is Down Under? Oh, okay. Oh, where? Melbourne. Oh, all right. Okay. A neighbor in Mornington. Okay. My friend Beata's do you remember where Beata said she was from? She's in Australia somewhere.
I don't remember. I
I
don't
think she's in
remember.
the Melbourne area too, but I don't remember. I'll have to ask her when I talk to her next. And I think Sharon's also on our group is from Australia. I'm not sure where. And I think there's a Michelle. She does Elvis and Bible verses or something. She's not on right now, but she's from Australia as well. Jim, that would be exciting to see. I'm not sure exactly what she was
Talking about,
referring to.
that was when I was talking about if they made a movie about his entire life from beginning to end,
Right. Yeah.
how
Okay.
cool that'd be.
Yeah. And a long series too. That'd be a cool Netflix series. I think it would be even a bigger hit than Bridgerton or something. Or The Crown. Anyway. Nice. You like Elvis? Cause I can tell you I am joining in live stream as well. Oh, I'm not sure. I think these people are talking between them. Kalamazoo. You mean Kalamazoo, Michigan? Yes. And another thing is, don't forget, in 1988, Spelling on the Stone and the album came out, and I guess we have I think there's a um recording called The Interview that might be on the regular videos in this section. You can listen to that. He talks about the Elvis, or the guy that came and dropped off the record Spelling on the Stone, said he just got done reading a book by Christy Lane in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So that's a hint right there, that he was in Kalamazoo, um, or from Kalamazoo. Yeah, and it was also cited in Kalamazoo quite often, eating at Burger King. The other lady that encountered him at the hotel, well, hotel made into offices. I can't remember her name. She's no longer alive though. So, oh, here she is. Hi, Denise. How are you? I was just talking about you. You're from Australia. Where are you from in Australia, Michelle? Just joining now. I don't know. This accidentally bumped. Oh, well, hello. Are you liking the live stream? I hope so. I don't know. What year was that? What year was what? Oh, okay. Maybe I gave it to her already. Oh, she's saying Jim tell Jesse Elvis I said hi when you talk to him. Well, I don't know if he's gonna talk to him anytime too soon, but from what I understand, the latest update that I got, and this was only a couple weeks ago, Jesse Elvis had called Linda and told her that he had some surgery, but he was okay and is going to be okay from it. So it might have been a mild surgery. We don't know from what, but just keep him in your prayers. He's also hurting.
I'll say
Um,
this. I'll say this. I just heard a couple of days ago from family that he ain't doing very well.
oh, Wally.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's okay, but he just, you know, he's not
yeah,
himself.
yeah. Well, he's pretty old, so I mean,
Yeah.
90 years old. It's, you know, he's going through a lot.
Yeah.
So hopefully he calls Linda again and gives her an update on what's going on. And we will
There's
keep
one
him
thing.
in prayer.
There's one
Huh?
thing about it. I said, there's one thing about it. If Cuz left us tonight, he couldn't complain saying he didn't have a long enough life because he's
Yeah.
been blessed.
Oh yeah. I'm sure that right now, especially, it's very hard because of, Lisa Marie died, the anniversary of
I
her
mean,
death.
I sit here and think about all the stuff that's happened to him in the last 20 years. You know that I've been close to him. All the stuff that he's been through medically, health problems, one right after another. A lot of people wouldn't be here.
Yeah, he's
They'd done gave it up.
yeah, he's got the best of the best medical care, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's
But
a tough old bird. He's a tough
yeah,
old bird too. Because I've seen him pull out of some things that we didn't think he was going to come out of.
yeah. So definitely keep him in prayers. His aging is catching up with him. I heard he has a hard time standing too for a long period of time, and I guess he had to stand to talk to her on the phone. I don't know why. But he's in and out of like a wheelchair too, so he's not doing very well. So keep him in prayer, everybody. All right. Bear O'Brien used to do radio at Gator 107. Oh, yeah. I think that's what she was saying, Kiss or something, but could be wrong. Did Gail Brew Giorgio make another book after the Elvis Files? Yes, I think she had 3 or 4 books. I only have 2 of them. I think one more after that. dealing with this topic, and then after that she was done. I think one was more this Elvis Files, and then there was one other one. I can't remember. They pretty much repeat the information repeats itself a little bit though. So it's very clear that more and more people are beginning to understand that we fans have known from the beginning. Yeah. A lot of fans have still got the wool over their eyes, Bren, but a lot of fans are finding out now. I mean, there's still today they're finding out now, and this has been out for a long time. And Linda's site's been up since 2009. you know, so
Yeah.
hi
And
Joy,
your
I'm
group,
finally able to get on, huh?
and
What?
your group, I said your group opened up a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, I also converted a lot of Bob Joyce people too.
Yep.
But anyway, hi Joy, I finally get to be able to get on. Hope you are doing well and warm and safe. Oh yeah, I'm warm in my house, with the heat on, and yeah. Thank you for your readings and info on Jesse Elvis. I hope he's doing well. God bless you. God bless him and you. Well, thank you very much. Like I said, the last time I heard, he had minor surgery. He told Linda he was okay, but Jim just told me he's in frail health, so keep him in prayer. Um, you know, totally agree, Brent. I'm still learning and loving every bit of it. Yes, I still learn something new every time I read. You know, and read his book. Every time I read his book, I find something else new, or I don't remember everything. So it's kind of good. Gets my mind going. Hi, Francis. How are you tonight? Gail Brewer, if you're watching this, thank you for your hard work. I wish she was, but I don't know how she's doing either. Elvis, if you're listening, I love you and happy 90th. God bless you and good health. Well, I hope so too. I don't know if any of you had a chance to um, write him a letter, a well wish for his birthday on Linda's site. Uh, I'm going to try to copy this somehow or star it or something so I can keep it. I will copy paste this and give it to Linda. She can send it to him
All,
if she wants.
all,
Huh?
all the well wishes he got on her thing when she had it open for him, he'll be 6 months reading all them messages.
Yeah. He's known. He's well loved. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And Francis is saying hi, Jim. And
Hey,
you say hello back. Oh, you can comment back. All right. Jim, did Gail Brewer Giorgio make another book after Elvis Files? Now you're asking him. Let me look it up. I think it's called Elvis Undercover, but let me double check that for you. I gotta Google it. All right. I can tell you the other book in a minute. All right. Elvis Undercover. Is he alive or coming back? Back 1999. That's it. So she did basically Is Elvis Alive or The Most Incredible Elvis Presley Story Ever Told is what the name of this book is, but I call it Is Elvis Alive? It's easier. The Elvis Files and then Elvis Undercover. That was 1999 and that was the last one. And she asked, is he alive and coming back? Which we knew he wasn't coming back. So, and that was 1999 and his book came out in 2001. And he does mention in his introduction about something about the lies that she has told. So whatever lies it is, he wanted to set the record straight, and they were pretty much even, about even, except for about his father. Yeah. Yep. There would be a lot of back and forth lawsuits going on between them. And the thing is, she's never been sued by EPE. Neither has Linda. Linda's site's never been taken down. And that's because they just don't. They just, out of all the books, that Elvis has tons of people write books about him all the time. So they would be after every author. You know? They would have been after every
I'll,
author to sue them.
I'll tell you right now, the reason they don't bother Linda Sigmund is because the boss man has laid the law down to their ass about that
Yeah.
woman.
Right, and
Because
I'm gonna say that they really didn't do anything with Gail's stuff either, because obviously she was just asking questions. He actually liked the first book, but I think he did not like the Elvis Files, because she taped his phone call that he
yeah,
called her for. So that phone call is on the Elvis Files book, which we could read. She did tape that phone call, and then that's what made him lose trust in her credibility with him. He likes loyal people, a lot like Donald Trump in that way. They like loyalty, you know, and other things. But anyway, Joy, what happened to Gail? Is she living? As far as I know, she is living, and I don't think she is dead yet. Um, I think she's just old. She's born in 1939. She's still living though.
yeah, I was told Gail was mine, not.
I heard from somewhere, and this is speculation because I'm not sure if it's true or not. But it's like dementia or something like that she suffers
Yeah,
from.
yeah, that's the same thing I was told.
So, I mean, it's a possibility. She's 85, so it's a
Yeah,
possibility that she's dealing with
yeah,
dementia. And that
yeah,
could be just as bad as Alzheimer's sometimes, you know.
yeah.
Oh, is this one of your cousins, Jim? She's calling you cuz. This LY70NY.
I don't know who it is. No
All
clue.
right, well, I can tell you this live, I have a live once a week on Saturdays usually, unless I announce it otherwise. My name is Joy, and this is my friend Jim, who's a cousin of Elvis. Distant cousin of Elvis. And yeah. So I'm on every Saturday, but there's a lot of pre-recorded lives. If you want to check those out, you can. And thank you very much for watching this one. But she says she thinks she knows you. She's calling you cuz. Huh.
I don't
All
know
right,
who it
Joy.
is.
How? Is Gail Booger Jojo? I wish Mike Joseph's photo of Elvis sitting in the pool house was out in more places for everyone to see. That was perfect, in my opinion, says it all. It is out
Yeah.
for everyone to see. It's on Linda's site. It's everywhere. It's even on my group page. I have a couple videos about that.
Oh, you can go to Google Photos. It's all over there.
Yeah. I might have a photo, but I'm gonna be a minute though. If I look it up, I'm gonna look it up.
And
Anyway,
then,
I
and them clowns down there at Memphis, they claim that's Al Strata sitting in there. That's the biggest bunch of bullshit. Me and Al used to be buddies. I used to talk to him all the time. I asked him one time about that, and he said, I don't know why they keep saying that was me. He said, I was nowhere near Memphis. He said, I was living in Alaska when that picture was taken. He said, them people's nuts. He said, hell, you can tell who it is. He said, they trying to say it's me. He said, I don't look like Elvis.
Yeah, no. But I do have a video out about that picture and about the picture with Muhammad Ali. I do have a video out. I mean, it's on the lives, but it's there.
Yeah.
But Julie, I can put, if you want me to, I can put a copy of that photo on Facebook for you. I think Julie Johnson, I believe it's Julie Johnson. So I can put it out on Facebook for you. And I do have it on video on this channel. If I have time, I will upload it and put it on but I also did cover this photo, I believe, in that photo. Oops, I lost Jim. He'll be back on. I believe I covered this photo and this one of the lives on is Elvis Alive as well. And it's all blown up. Anyway. LY70, does she every Saturday night at 8 o'clock? Yes, thank you. I already said that. But... All right. Miss Jessie, if you could see this, I hope you enjoyed all your Christmas and birthday wishes we sent you. I think he did. I think you're gonna give him a smile. I hope he reads them when he's tired, when he doesn't feel good and just wants to get his mind off everything. I'm hoping he's reading them. I'm sure he is, and I'm sure he's smiling at some of them. I'm sure, making his day.
Yeah. And
Cause
watch
he loved
Linda's
to
site.
read, huh?
And watch Linda's site. Because after he reads all those, I've seen it before in past years where he would tell her thank everybody for all the messages,
Yeah.
he got for his birthday and Christmas and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think he did it last year though. I don't know why. Maybe because he was just not. I think he was ill or something. Last year, I think he was around this time he had a stroke or something. Remember, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't
Yeah, he
contact
wasn't
her
doing
for
very
months, and
good.
she was nervous. Hello. All right. Okay, so we have a conversation here. Okay, I'm just going over these because I'm not sure. You hold the conversation. Did you see this? Oh, did you see this? The inauguration. I loved the outfits. Oh, I know Jim's not a fan of Donald Trump, but anyway, the inauguration ball, the chief, commander in chief ball. Melania's dress was gorgeous, and yes, I loved the version of trilogy that they did, like a nice. It was just a chorus, all glory, glory, hallelujah, pretty much, that part, and you could tell it was based on the trilogy. The Elvis thing. It wasn't Elvis singing it though. It was a military man, but yeah. Her outfit was beautiful. I'm not sure if I was a fan of the hat though. I don't know. I don't know why, but I just didn't like the hat. It's grown on me now, but no, I didn't like the hat. It was too
No, I did.
like
I did watch that part of the inauguration where that guy was singing that Elvis song. 'Cause
yeah.
what's her name sent that? I seen that comment and I looked at it, and he did. That guy did an awesome job.
Yeah. I mean, it was beautifully done, and I thought the dancing was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. That whole thing was just gorgeous. And her dress was beautiful. Oh, I loved it. I loved her suit and everything. I just don't know. I'm not a fan of her hat. She's a beautiful lady, but I'm not a fan of her hat. But if that's what she wants to use, then it's her choice, I guess. Susan Millennia's Trump's hat was absolutely beautiful and elegant. I think she was very elegant. She's always an elegant lady anyway. Hey, Jim, you're up twice over here now.
Right now.
You're
Hang
on
on.
two. Yeah. Why are you up two
Hang on.
times?
Hang
Oh,
on. Let me. There we go. I'm in now. I'm going to say cut one of me off.
yes. How you doing today, Michelle? All right. He had a new short one before I'm watching it. Okay. I'm not sure what they're talking, but they're talking about somebody else's channel here. So love you, Elvis. If you're listening, I'm from Australia. Oh yes, and I wrote to Elvis in 1976, and I sent him my picture of him back to me signed. So blessed to receive that. Oh yeah, you know Jim. Jim has a picture signed by Elvis after 1977. Isn't that cool? You can see that one if you guys haven't watched it yet. Real Life Encounters 2. Watch that. Just see the video with his signed photo from Elvis after 1977. Right, Jim?
Yep.
Of course, I
Yeah.
think he
He
should.
not. He not only autographed the front of it, he turned it over and wrote me a whole letter on the back.
Right, yeah. Mentioning Jim and, mentioning Linda and Tom, which is a good thing because that dates it, you know? Pepper's book is awesome. Yes, I liked Pepper's book. Sandy, I agree. And Ivanka looks absolutely. I think the whole family looks awesome. I think the whole family was stunning anyway. And Kai, Trump, you guys see her beautiful dress? Oh my word, what a beautiful girl. Woo! Wow, lucky. Yeah, she's lucky. I'm reading the book Elvis in the Twilight of Memory. It's about Elvis and June Janico. Oh, so far it's a really good book. You really
Yeah.
feel like you're there with
June,
Elvis and June. Hmm?
June was that girl from that. June was that girl from down in, I think, Louisiana or Mississippi or somewhere down there on the Gulf. Elvis used to go down there. Him and Gladys and Vernon, they go down there and go out on a fishing boat with all of them and stuff.
Yeah. Was she like one of his
Elvis,
early girlfriends?
he,
I thought she was like an early girlfriend of his or
he,
something.
yeah, she was his girlfriend down there. She was in Louisiana where she's at, and when he was going down there to the Louisiana hayride back before he met her down there then, and he
Yeah.
dated her for a long time.
Oh wow. Cool. Okay. I'm glad you can find that. Finally found a copy of that. Okay, what's next? Liked Trump because he's Elvis. Because he is an Elvis fan. Yeah. Well, also I think he's just I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Big Elvis fan he is. He actually gave Elvis his medal as well of freedom. Okay. Wow, Coral, that's a treasure. Yes. All of them looked classy. The youth of today could use tips on how to dress. True. Oh yes. Okay, you're in Melbourne as well. Okay, so there's a couple people from Melbourne on the chat tonight. All right. Yeah, it did. It had the actual inauguration had the Battle Hymn of the Republic, which is actually the real hymn of the that it came from. And then during the ball, Commander in Chief ball, that's what I want to say. They did just the trilogy part, the trilogy. Like I wish I was the Land of Cotton, and that one, and then Glory, glory, hallelujah. Just like Elvis. So, listen. Oh, okay. Yes, get well soon, Jesse Elvis. Yes, let's keep him in prayer. Definitely. So sorry to hear about Elvis's health. Yeah, well, 90 years old. We don't know what his operation was for, but he's been suffering for a while now, so with different things. So we don't know. I'm in Whittlesea. Where are you? Okay, she's talking to somebody else now. Okay. 2 songs were Elvis songs, and I was happy. I'm not sure what the other song was, but maybe I missed the other balls. I don't know. So I'll pray for Elvis. There's power in prayer, especially those of us praying. Yes, definitely. Yep. And I know he's looking forward to going home with the Lord too. So I know we don't want him to, but when the Lord is willing, when the Lord is ready, he's gonna go home. And he'll see Lisa Marie and his mom and his dad and everyone before him that actually made it there too. Amen. Praying for you, Elvis. Yeah. Me too. I think Jesse Elvis is the world's most loved entertainer ever. Yes, he still is well loved. And, he's still hitting the charts. Believe it or not, Elvis music is still hitting the charts. You see,
More of his
Elvis.
music, more of his music sells a year than any other.
Yeah. And he still has a very good audience. Like his audience ranges. I just found out last summer that Elvis was alive, and I wish him health, and I will pray for him. Yes. What is my favorite book by Gail? Um, I've read both of them. I like both of them, but I think I like I don't know. I think I like the Elvis Files a little better. Maybe because she asks less questions and it's easier for me to read. I don't know, because I had the hardcover of the Elvis Files. But she goes more into detail with like Silvanora, Orion, more details about numerology and more details about that. You know what I mean? So she explains it a little bit more in those. So I think that's probably why I like that one better. But I don't know. I think it's because this one here had more about her book Orion and why it was taken off the shelves, where the other one is more evidence based. You know, I plead the blood of Jesus and the return of health in the dear sweet Jesse Elvis. Yes, me too. And his depression as well, because remember, they're going through the difficult time right now because it's the anniversary of Lisa Marie's passing, burial, and her birthday's coming up, and next week. So keep them in prayer. The whole family. It's tough. It's tough on everybody. I wrote him a Christmas letter. Thank you, Joy. Well, I'm glad you did. I did too. I wrote a bunch of them. I kind of I sent like messages to him from everybody too on the group and stuff. That's fine. Jim will add extra prayers for Jess to be okay. All right. Jim, you gotta add more prayers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Julie, I agree. I think God has a plan still in the works. Yes, let him be glorified through it all. Let's pray for Jesse Elvis to be in the last days of his life to be fruitful. and share Jesus with all his doctors and all the people around him and his guards and all those people that they come to know Christ and his family, especially his granddaughters and all the other people that are still around, his family, his friends, and everything. Especially the ones that are involved in that cult, if we know what I mean. What I mean. Whose YouTube channel? Oh, Linda's? Um, her YouTube channel, I'll write a banner, is Linda Hood Sigmund, I believe. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure if there's truth in it, though. Let me look it up. I can't do it from StreamYard, so give me a second.
Yeah, you think about it, well, it's this time of the year, Joey. Think
Yes.
about what he's going, how he's feeling and what he's going through. It's heartbreaking.
Okay. I'm going to put it on a banner so everyone can see it. This is the address to Linda Hood Sigmund's YouTube channel. Right? This is Linda Hood Sigmund's YouTube channel. It has just videos, some of the videos that she has, maybe picture comparisons and some songs. Um, there might be something about the picture on that one. I can't remember. The pool house photo. I know she's got the Dr. Hinton news stuff on there. So yeah. Most of the stuff that she has on her YouTube channel I have on here. I kind of extensively cover a lot. Now I can't remember where I left off.
Tell you what, poor old Linda, she caught hell through the years.
Yeah. She's had a
You know, me
lot of
and her.
criticism, a lot of name calling. She's taken down her
Oh yeah.
Facebook pages for many reasons, and yeah, she got ridiculed and treated really
Oh yeah.
badly by people.
You know,
Really badly.
me, me and her, we had our falling out and all that, but I still support everything she does because that woman's been a blessing to him, and what comes out of her mouth is the damn truth, whether people want to swallow it or not.
Right. She meant to say the word because and cause. Oh, thank you. All right. Got it. All right. See, he writes cuz that way. A lot of people write cuz for their cousins. That's why I got confused. I'm sorry. Would be great. Thanks, Joy.
First thing I thought when I seen that name on that profile there, you said they call me Cuz, and I'm looking at that, and first thing that hit my brain, I looked over at Tina because she's over there on her phone. And I thought, you better not be on here acting stupid.
No, I think see, I'm used to seeing because like written B/C. Like that's
Yeah,
because abbreviated. I've seen it like BC that's written out
yeah,
or cause CAUSE. And the,
yeah,
so I saw CUZ. I kind of, but
yeah,
it could be the thing they say in Australia too. Who knows? Like that's how they say
yeah.
cause. Anyway, that's Elvis with LE. Yes, I agree. Joy, is Elvis a Trump fan? I do not know. Do not know.
Yeah,
According to Linda,
he
he
won't.
is, but according to Jim, he isn't. He could be just an independent voter. Who knows? Maybe he's
And
just too
another
old
thing,
to be political. He's just a singer. He
and
doesn't like to do politics. So,
Like he always said, I don't like discussing politics with anybody.
Right. And he even said it to Linda. He said, um, you know, I'm not, I don't like to talk, I would never talk about political figures the way, like when he did, when Elvis found alive, he told Linda that I would never talk about political figures that way. He had a lot of respect for every president. It didn't matter if they were a Republican or a Democrat. He liked all the presidents. President Nixon was Republican. President Carter was Democrat. He treated President Carter with some just as much camaraderie as President Nixon.
Yeah.
So he loved. I don't think he. I think he lies wherever it fits in his beliefs, and wherever he feels is the best candidate is where he votes. I think he might be independent. That's my opinion. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but you never know. You know.
Yeah,
But
I believe when he votes, he probably just like you said, he probably does like you said. He votes for who he thinks the best man for the job,
right,
regardless of what party they are.
right, because he loves his country, so he's going to look at
Yeah.
who's gonna keep the Constitution, who's gonna meet whatever
I
his
mean,
values are, where he is at
I'm
at the
the same.
moment.
I'm the same way. I
And I'm
went
gonna
down there and
say
voted. I went
he's
down there
loyal
before
to a fault.
during the
Elvis is
election. I
loyal
went
to a
down,
fault.
but I went down there before an election, and I didn't vote straight Democrat. I gave some of the Republicans votes.
I'm gonna say that he's probably very. I'm gonna say he's very loyal to people, and he was very honored to get that reward from Trump. Whether he likes Trump or not, he was probably very honored to get it. So, I think that we'll just take it at that.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly where he lies, but all I know is so far so good. So we'll just keep everybody in prayer, and that's it. My daughter didn't like that either. I don't know. At first, I was like, "What in the world?" Because you couldn't see her eyes. It was like down to here in her eyes. We're talking about
and
Melania's
that,
hat.
that and that outfit she was wearing, she reminded me of the hamburger off the McDonald's deal.
Well, people were like teasing her about the hat. They did those memes and stuff like that. And I mean, I thought it
Yeah.
was horrible, but I mean, it looked nice on her. But me personally, I just didn't like it. Like I liked Vanka's hat better, honestly. But I just couldn't understand why she wore a hat this time. The
Shit.
only other thing I could think of is this. Now I'm gonna go off on a wild hunch. This is my take, my opinion now. Nobody take it. It's not meant to slander anyone, nothing. Or cause any. How about this? If your husband and your house was raided by, let's say, the CIA or whatever it was, the Justice Department, and your underwear drawers were taken, um, all your underwear was thrown around the room, and your privacy was invaded, and you had to meet the, let's just say, the person or possible person that might have ordered that raid, like political, it was a political uh weaponization of the Justice Department against a political candidate. And she was so humiliated that I was thinking maybe she wore the hat so she wouldn't have to look at Biden or his wife. But I'm going to say probably not, but I'm going to say she did a fashion statement, but that's what I was thinking. Like she didn't want to see Biden's wife or Biden, so she hid her eyes. I'm wrong on that, but you know what I mean. That's what I was thinking. Nothing against anybody, please. All right. My friend was at the Liberty Ball with Trump, etc. Well, that's cool. I am a hat lady. Oh, okay. I'm glad you are, because I'm not much of one. I mean, I wear like a winter hat, but I don't like it because it gets stuck in my hair, and my hair gets all flat and messy. That's me. I'm not a hat person. Very cool. All right. Where is the real life encounters posted? The real life encounters one is on the videos. Under videos, I think real life encounters 2 is posted in the live videos. This will be on the live videos as well. I don't think it's uploading on Facebook, so that one's still here. I liked Ivanka's hat. I wasn't even, like I said, I wasn't much into Melania's hat, but Melania, it grew on me after a while, but I don't know.
I'll tell you something about Melania. I was looking at her. She had that hat on. I was looking at her face. That girl looked like she's losing a lot of weight.
Well, I think it was just the way it. I think it was just the way it was set on her face, and it made her face look narrow. But no, her hair. No, she's about right. She looks good. She looks healthy and everything. I mean, when you saw her, she went to visit North Carolina, which I hope Debbie got a chance to see that. The cousin there. They went to North Carolina and California, and and she wore a baseball hat and that type of thing. So maybe she likes hats. I don't know. She's got long flowing hair. She looks good. She's like about the same. But she was a model anyway, so kept her weight down. But I think the hat did slim her face. Yeah, she and he loved her. So did Gladys. Yeah, I got it. But Aaron just blew my mind. He is so cool and so darn tall. Yeah, he seems to be a cool kid too. I mean, a cool man and very, very well raised, very well brought up. I've heard some stories about what Baron has done over the last year or so. Yeah, pretty interesting. Hi, Chanel. How are you tonight? Love this, Joy and Jim. You're reading our chat one by one. Wow, too many. Thanks anyway. You're welcome. I do this all the time because I'm on StreamYard, so I get to put everybody's chat down. Because what happens is when this goes on to YouTube, this chat gets erased. So if I put it up on the screen, then everyone can see the chat. They're kind of good, right? That's true about Elvis Presley. Yeah. I think, like I said, I think he votes for whom he feels is best. Well, bought Pepper's book recently. Fantastic book. She mentions a lot of Elvis books she read, which I'm trying to find, and I have 22 books. Yeah, I think she's got a lot of books, doesn't she? I think she said she had like a whole shelf full of books.
She got a library of books.
Yeah. Yeah. Also bought Donald Hinton's book recently. Very expensive. Wow, you paid a lot of money for it, I bet. Yeah, it's very expensive. It wasn't originally when it came out, but it's getting rare, so that's why. I did find my book though. I like as I was
When
unburying my stuff, I
when
found
that
the book.
when that book hit the shelves, it was $9.95 is how much it was.
Yeah. They made it dirt cheap so everyone could get it, but they didn't have that many
That's
copies.
what he said. That's what he said about that book. He said he told them when they got ready to publish it, he wanted them to keep the cost down because he didn't want fans to have to pay a bunch of money for it.
Right. Thank you, Jermaine Jim, for your comments. You're very welcome, Jermaine.
You're welcome.
Anytime. Where can I write a message that can be passed to Elvis, please? Well, unfortunately, that messages to Jesse is closed. We're hoping and praying he stays alive long enough to do it one more year. But yeah. But I do have a way of contacting Linda, and I could send her a message if you want me to. I don't know if she'll send it to him, but who knows? Maybe she might. Um, if you want. but you'd have to send it um on
Well,
Messenger or
I'll
something.
say I'll say this: if she reads the message and what the girl tells her, if she thinks it'll put a smile on Jesse's face, she'll probably send it to him.
Right. Um, if you are up to writing a letter to Jesse and you want me to send it to Linda on Twitter, I can send you my messenger name, and you can send it Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. One of those two. I also have a messenger on Twitter as well. I message SK quite often, or Elvis. He's not on today. That's weird. Elvis Police. So if you want, I can give you one of those addresses, Carol. And if you want to send me a message, send a message to Jesse Elvis. You could send it there, and I can screenshot it and send it over to Linda. Like copy and paste it or whatever onto her X messenger, and she can decide if she wants to send it over to Jesse or not. If you want, let me know if you want. You're welcome. Yeah, he has people helping him out. I'm gonna say at his age, he's probably got a nurse as well. If he's not doing well, he probably has the nurse. Didn't he have a nurse in the 70s as well? I thought he did.
Yep.
A nurse that he used to have. He might have a nurse that helps him out now, like a nurse's aide or something.
Yeah, he had a nurse full time at Graceland. That girl lived on the premises.
Right. Good night, Jackie. I'm glad you enjoyed it. She didn't want to make eye contact. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. That was the psychology behind that, other than being a fashion statement. And that's in my mind anyway. But good night, Karen. God bless you too. It's 11:30 p.m. in Australia. My first time joining the live chat. Your chat just popped up on my phone when you started. So glad I caught you. Now I know when to join next time. Yes. Every Saturday, well, Saturday here, it'll be Sunday your time at 1:30 in the afternoon, your time, 8 o'clock p.m. my time, Eastern Standard, as I'm out in New Hampshire, and Jim is 7 o'clock because he's an hour behind me. So, yeah. So this is where you'll see me every Saturday, and of course I've got a bunch of other lives if you want to watch them under the live stream tab on the channel. Yes. Yeah, I know it's Sunday. Like I said, I have a friend that lives in Australia, and we're like playing phone tag. I'm calling her at like 11 o'clock at night to catch her. 'Cause she's like the next day. Book Elvis with Kathy, way too costly. Not available anymore. Oh, yeah, the Kathy Westmoreland book. I don't know, I haven't read it, but somebody here on YouTube read that book. I'm trying to think of, it might be Elvis is the Man. Check that channel out. I think he might have read that book. I'm not sure if it's still up or not, but I think he might have read that book. It's Elvis is the Man. I believe it's that one. Check that one out. He's got a different theme than me. Mine is more Elvis being alive, conspiracy theory, which isn't really conspiracy because it's real. But yeah, but he does more Elvis, like he's more like Elvis memories, concerts and all that kind of stuff. Stories about Elvis. Good night, Bren. Thank you. Good night. Sandy hopes you're doing better, Jim. Are you feeling better, Jim?
Oh yeah, I feel fine.
Am I on Instagram? Yes, we are on Instagram as well. Same handle at ETMIA18357. All right, so that is the handle for this channel, ETMIA18357. It's the same on Facebook, and it's the same on Instagram, and the same on Twitter. So all of them have the same handle, so that's where you can reach me at any time, but I'm not on, or X, not Twitter anymore, but I'm not on X that often, and I'm not on Instagram that often, but I'm on Facebook, and I'm on YouTube all the time. All right. It's me. I'm here. Hello, Pacer. How are you? Rhonda Gail is asking how you're feeling. I guess he's doing good.
Feeling with my fingers.
It's been a long time. Really? Okay. My boy, my boy, my boy. Okay. Thank you, Joy. About message to Elvis. I don't have Twitter, but I'll try to find you on Messenger. Okay. Let me give you. You could probably message the TMIA 18357 page. You can be there, or you can get me at. Let me see if I have my. I don't think I have my username here, do I? Well, you could try me here. There, you'll find me there on YouTube, on Facebook. That's my personal Facebook page. Or you'll get Facebook Messenger. You can just message me at that address. One of those two. And I will screenshot it on my phone and send it over to Linda on X, if you'd like. And see if she'll send it over to Jessie for you. I've done that before. She's done it before, so we'll see what happens. Yes, it's true. I'm not sure. Elvis is still somewhere. No how. We love him. Yeah. Elvis is somewhere. He's probably somewhere warm. I could be wrong, but I think he's someplace warm. It's great tonight. You're welcome. All right. I'm going on tour soon? Wow. That's good. And you're feeling great? Well, that's good. Till next week. Uncle Love. You're welcome. All right, I'm just going to finish off with the rest of this song, and we're going to get off. This is from Spelling on the Stone. It's called Only Child. I figured we would just end with this since I had the phone call, and it's talking about calling later.
And when your loneliness get home, you'll hear a strange wind blow. If you listen close, you'll hear.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm reading these, Jim. Oh, yeah, my goodness.
I'm true only child. If you
thank you so much. You're welcome, Carl.
You'll look up one day and there I'll be, standing right in front of you.
Well, I'm glad to see that Pacer is a singer. All right. Bye-bye. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Like and favorite this video and share it to everybody you know. You guys have a good night. God bless you all. When this is done, I'm getting off and signing off. And I'll talk to you later, Jim. Good night, everybody. You're very welcome, Rhonda.
If you listen close,
Thank you. You're very welcome.
me say,
All right.
come true, child, if you believe.
Well, you're very welcome, Sandy.
You'll look up one day and there I'll be
All right. Go.
standing right in front of you. Yes, me.
You're still. That's nice to know, Pacer. Hey, Jim, I think we got it. Hang on on this chat right now.
Mine came true when you came
I still love you, Pacer.
my holy child. Mine came true when you
Thank
came
you very much. You're very welcome. I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope you're feeling better. We know that Jesse Elvis is pretty sick lately, so let's keep him in our prayers. You guys have a great day. God bless y'all. All right. Hey, Jim, give me a call when we get off, okay?
All right.